Welcome everybody to How Fast Will It Go, and today we're dealing with the 1992 Alfa Romeo 155 Q4. Now this has 1040 horsepower, 818 pounds-feet of torque from a 3.2 litre twin turbocharged V6 engine. The car now weighs 2,330 pounds. It came with all-wheel drive standard and it still has it, and it can now do 0 to 60 in 2.547 seconds and 0 to 104.973 seconds. So yeah, not the most powerful car that we've had on this series so far, and it is obviously quite old. It's nearly 30 years old, but it doesn't weigh all that much. More than 1,000 horsepower is more than 5 times the power it had originally, and the engine itself is from a newer Alfa Romeo in the form of the Giulia Quadrifoglio, which is basically the more modern version of this car, outside of not having all-wheel drive. And yeah, being as light as it is, it should hopefully shift really rather well, and obviously means that the power can be used in terms of gaining speed rather than moving a heavy vehicle around. So yeah, not going to be quite as quick as the Koenigsegg Jesko by any means, because that is the fastest car that I've had so far, but it should do fairly well. So let's get out there and see what it can do. It's a good job it does have its all-wheel drive standard, because that can sometimes play havoc with a car's handling. So yeah, we don't have to worry about that, thankfully. Yeah, like I said, it's got more than 5 times the power it had originally, so that is going to be asking a fair old bit from this car, even with all of the upgrades that we've given it. You can see it's sliding about a fair bit there. But we're doing 248 as we come out of the tunnel there. There's 255. 261 as we had to brake for the corner, so that's fairly quick for a 30-year-old car, especially one that didn't have anywhere near the amount of power that it has now. It is slipping and sliding a fair old bit, which is not useful. You just want to be going in a straight line and gunning it basically. I can't remember how quick the Alfa Romeo Giulia Quadrifoglio went with the same engine. So I'll look when we are finished here. See how this compares to that more modern vehicle. Obviously the thing that this has over that newer version, or the newer car from Alfa Romeo, is that this has all-wheel drive standard, whereas that didn't. But it doesn't seem to be benefiting this car much, because it is slipping and sliding all over the place. Does seem to struggle to gain speed very quickly as well. Especially when dealing with any gradients, and there are more uphill gradients on this side than there are on the other side of the motorway. Which is generally why this is the least successful side. Most cars do get their best top speed on one of these episodes on the other side than on this side, because of this tunnel bit. And the corners tend to be a lot more harsh on this side. So yeah, 261 is all we're going to get today, which is fairly reasonable. Does feel like it could go a bit more than that, but it's probably going to not, challenge the top cars in the leaderboard. Certainly not going to get up towards the top 10, I imagine. So yeah, not bad, but yeah, could be a lot better. But considering it's nearly 30 years old and dealing with more than 5 times the power it had originally, it's still fairly decent. So yeah, in comparison to the Giulia Quadrifoglio, I'll just try and find it. Well, it's beaten the Giulia TZ2, which is also from Alfa Romeo. And yeah, the Giulia Quadrifoglio itself only managed 251 miles an hour. So yeah, 10 mile an hour quicker than that. And we've also managed to match the likes of the Mazda RX-7 GSL SE, the Porsche 356C Cabriolet Emery Special, the Eagle Speedster, the BMW M5 from 2018, We're slightly behind a Pontiac Firebird, Trans Am GTA from the 80s, a Noble M600, Ferrari F50 GT and a TVR Tuscan S. But we've also beaten the Mercedes AMG GT-R, the ATS GT, Lamborghini Huracan Performante and a Ford GT40 Mark 1. So yeah, fairly reasonable. It's beaten some cars that I didn't expect it would be able to, considering they're more modern and certainly had more power than this does. But yeah, the fact it's 10 mile an hour quicker than its more modern equivalent is fairly impressive, even if the handling isn't all that great. Nonetheless, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.